Welcome back to the deep dive. Today,
Yeah.
we're diving into something really quite unique. We had a detailed personal account from one of our listeners, and it offers this, well, deeply spiritual perspective on family life, health, even the afterlife. Our mission is to unpack this narrative. It's rooted in the specific tradition of Wat Phra Dhammakaya, and it connects everything back to these ideas of karma and merit. It's honestly a fascinating chance to look at cause and effect through a totally different lens.
It really is. What's so compelling here is just how comprehensive it is. This listener's account gives such a granular look at how this belief system attributes, a huge range of things, specific illnesses, family dynamics, directly to past actions, past intentions. We're going to dig into the precise karmic reasons given for what each person experienced.
Exactly. And it's not just like general karma. It's seeing how this framework applies ancient ideas to, well, very modern problems. So get ready. We're about to explore this family's journey through a pretty remarkable spiritual viewpoint. Okay, let's unpack this. So our listener is 71 years old and has this really deep, long-standing connection to the Wat Phra Dhammakaya Buddhist community in Thailand. Their involvement goes way, way back, to the very beginning, actually. They even remember the land price, 62.5 san per square wa. They're described as a true fan of something called the Dream and Dream Kindergarten School. Now, this isn't a literal school. It's more a specific meditative practice within the community. It's believed to reveal these deep karmic links in past lives.
And that's where a lot of these detailed insights we're discussing apparently come from.
Right. Our listener is really active, bringing people to the temple, even hosting a Kalyana Mitra Center that's like a spiritual friend center at their home, broadcasting the teachings. So it gives you a real sense of just how immersed they are. Okay, let's start with their father. He had a bit of a rough start, struggled with heavy drinking until his 50s. But here's where it gets really interesting. He completely turned it around. Quit drinking entirely when he was over 50. A huge
That
change.
massive change, yeah.
Then, at 67, he decided to ordain as a monk, and he lived as a monastic for 11 years. But despite that dedication, he did face physical issues later on. Body aches, frequent fainting spells. It apparently made it harder for him to meditate. He passed away at 78 from old age, and something described as wind disease or...
Okay, so connecting this to the bigger picture, the spiritual explanation given here highlights a really nuanced view of karma. The dream account says his death was linked to past and present karma from killing animals. But, and this is crucial, his 11 years as a monk are believed to have significantly lessened the impact of that karma. It suggests it prevented a much worse illness. So you see, karma isn't necessarily this fixed destiny, but something you can, well, influence with good deeds.
Interesting. So his actions mitigated the karmic effect.
Exactly. And what's also fascinating is his rebirth, according to the account. He was reborn as a handsome, lower-level celestial being, specifically a Ganhaba in the Jatumaharachika realm. These are quite precise levels in this cosmology. A good rebirth, but not the absolute highest. And the merit his family dedicated to him apparently boosted his celestial wealth and status even further.
Wow.
It really shows that belief in the power of spiritual practice and merit-making.
Okay, now the listener's mother. After her kids were grown, she stopped her business, supported her husband's choice to ordain, and actually increased her own merit-making activities because of it.
Mm-hmm. More involved.
Yeah. But then, at 69, she started getting sick. She eventually passed away from colon cancer at 77, about 6 months after having surgery.
And her colon cancer, much like her husband's final illness cause, was attributed to past and present animal-killing karma. However, again, similar pattern here. Because of the merit she'd accumulated through her faith and actions, she was reportedly reborn as an air diva, or Fadar Fenyu. She's described as living in a medium-sized golden palace.
An air Davis, so a different type than her husband.
Yes, generally considered a higher level than the Devas we'll hear about later. It reinforces that theme. Merit positively influences the afterlife, even when negative karma causes difficulties in life itself. And the insights also mention that the merit transferred to her by her children and husband significantly boosted her celestial wealth and happiness. So that merit keeps having an effect across existences.
Right, okay. Let's turn to the listener's husband now. He sounds like quite a character, highly educated, master's in construction, a director at a technical institute. He was generous too, used his skills to design and oversee temple construction projects for free, saw it as a way to make merit.
A very practical application of his skills for spiritual benefit.
Definitely. And later in life, he studied traditional Thai medicine and taught it in communities and hospitals, so very service-oriented. But despite all this, he faced this cascade of health issues starting around 68, back in 2004. First, A stroke blood clot in the brain. It caused left-sided weakness, twitching fingers, a crooked mouth, then a non-cancerous mass in his large intestine.
And that was diagnosed, interestingly, right after he'd made merit by contributing to creating Buddha images, a sort of immediate temporal connection noted there.
Yeah. And also prostate enlargement and a cataract in his left eye. Just one thing after another.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of karma, according to this view, leads to such different problems? Well, the dream account offers very specific links: the blood clot and the colon mass, linked to past karma of killing animals by hitting them on the head, things like fish or pigs.
Wow, hitting the head causing a brain clot. That's incredibly specific.
It is. That direct correlation is striking. Head injury, karma, brain issue, intestinal damage from past actions, colon mass.
Okay, but what about the prostate and the eye? Those seem unrelated to animal kill.
Right. The prostate enlargement was attributed to what's called playboy karma from a past life, so
Yeah.
issues stemming from past relationships or promiscuity.
Okay.
And the left eye cataract. That supposedly stemmed from a past fight where he punched someone in their left eye, bruising it.
Left eye for left eye.
Precisely. It's this recurring pattern of very specific physical problems linked to equally specific past actions, almost like a karmic reflection. It really shows the level of detail this tradition applies to cause and effect.
Now, it was mentioned that before he got sick, he often put work ahead of temple visits. But the illnesses kind of shifted his perspective, made him focus more on merit making.
Yes, a common turning point, perhaps.
So what does this mean for someone like him? Done a lot of good, clearly, but still faces these big challenges.
It's presented as a complex karmic balance. His past merit-making, the temple building and all that, was described using this interesting phrase, like a provision squad.
A provision squad, what does that mean?
It suggests contributing based on mood or convenience, doing it when he felt good or had time, but not necessarily with that deep, consistent dedication. And that's seen as, let's say, less potent than continuous practice. So the solution offered for his health now is just continuous, abundant merit-making in all forms. That's believed to help sort of wear down or cut through those negative karmic results.
And his earlier distancing from the temple?
That was put down to a few things: being too attached to work, not meditating enough, having a coarse mind, meaning less refined or spiritually attuned, and maybe getting some wrong information about the temple. The advice emphasizes needing patient, gentle guidance.
Okay. Next up is the listener's eldest son. He ordained as a monk, a Dhammakaya monk, back in '86 while he was a university student. Apparently, he was very strict during his time as a monk, even wanted to stay ordained, but he disrobed to finish his studies.
So a strong initial commitment there.
Yes, but then life threw some major curveballs his way. In 1990, working as a pharma sales rep, he had a really bad car accident. Pickup truck hit his car. Broken arm, broken leg, hospitalized for 8 months, really serious. And then the very next year, 1991, diagnosed with a colon mass. Had to have surgery for that too.
Gosh, one after the other. And the karmic explanations given are, again, very specific, echoing things we've heard. His colon mass, attributed to past karma of repeatedly gutting fish. Again, that direct link to the organ affected.
Right. Gutting fish, colon problems.
And the car accident with the broken limbs, linked to a past life where he was in a fight and broke someone's arm by hitting them with a log.
Broken arm for broken arm.
The precision is quite remarkable, isn't it? It implies this very almost deterministic system, but one that you can still influence through current actions and merit.
Now, despite that strong start with being a monk, the son has apparently drifted away from the temple. Says it's because of work and family being busy. He still makes merit if prompted, but the active interest isn't really there anymore.
And the explanation for his distancing sounds familiar, actually. His mind being attached to worldly things, lack of consistent meditation, a coarse mind, may be influenced by incorrect information. Very similar to the reasons given for his father, the listener's husband.
Interesting parallel.
Yeah. And the advice for the listener is also similar. Be a patient, understanding Kalyana Mitra, a spiritual friend to them, and his past merit-making. Also described as that provision squad type. Done when convenient, not consistently. Seems to be a bit of a family pattern there.
Okay, now the listener's eldest sister, she's 82 now, didn't get much schooling because she had to help her mother with the family trading business. Her current situation sounds really difficult. She's severely obese, has extreme trouble moving, weak legs and knees. She can't walk without a walker. She's needed full-time care since she was about 75 or 76. And this is a big responsibility for our listener.
A significant caregiving role. And the karmic explanation for her condition is particularly striking. It really emphasizes how even seemingly small things can have big consequences in this view. Her obesity and mobility problems are attributed to past verbal karma, specifically mocking obese people in a past life.
Wow, just words.
Words combined with actions. It was combined with the karma of tying animals' legs tightly, like pigs being prepared for sale, causing them terrible suffering. So it highlights how verbal actions, especially combined with physical cruelty, can have these profound future physical consequences. The weight of her words, in sense, literally impacting her physical form.
That's got a connection. Okay, let's shift to the husband's side of the family, the in-laws. His father was originally from mainland China, a hardworking farmer. He passed away from esophageal cancer.
Right, and his esophageal cancer was linked, according to the account, to both past and present karma of slitting animals' throats for food, for trade, for offerings. Again, that direct physical link, throat action, throat cancer.
And his rebirth.
He was reborn as a regular earth diva in a celestial village. Now, within this tradition, earth divas are a bit lower than the air divas, often tied to specific places on earth. Still a favorable rebirth, just not as high. And like the others, he's reportedly received merit sent by the family, which improved his state. But the message is clear. Keep sending merit for more improvement. It suggests progress is possible even after rebirth.
Got it. And the husband's mother, she passed away from uterine or cervical cancer and also had heart disease. Plus, she had muscle and bone pain after surgery.
Her conditions were attributed to a mix of things. Past karma from a life when she was apparently a man with many wives, that playboy karma again.
The same as her son experienced later with his prostate issue.
Exactly. That combined with the karma of killing animals for trade and offerings, so multiple karmic streams converging. She was reborn as an earth deva, same celestial village as her husband, but in a different house, interestingly. And like him, she's received merit, improved her condition, but again, continued merit offerings are encouraged. It really underscores this idea of ongoing spiritual connection and support being beneficial.
Okay, nearly there. Let's talk about the listener's third child, a daughter who is a nurse. She frequently gets one-sided headaches and stomach pains.
Yes, and interestingly, her symptoms aren't directly linked to specific past life karmic acts like the others. Instead, they're attributed quite directly to stress.
Stress, just regular life stress.
Pretty much. Stress from work, stress from family. It's a more, you could say, immediate psychological cause highlighted in this case. And the solution offered is practical, too. Exercise, get enough rest, learn to let go of burdens, and meditate daily to calm the mind. It suggests that tackling the root cause of this stress can make the physical symptoms gradually get better. Emphasizes that mind-body connection in a more contemporary way, perhaps.
Right. Finally, we come to the listener herself. She was generally healthy before, but now she needs medication for heart disease and high cholesterol. And of course, she carries this heavy load of caring for her ill husband and sister.
Her heart disease and cholesterol are explained as a combination of two things. Just the natural process of aging, but also past karma from overworking animals.
Overworking animals.
Yes. And her current role as a caregiver. That's seen as reciprocal karma. The account suggests her husband and sister cared for her in past lives, and now it's her turn to care for them. It's also framed very positively as a significant act of merit, the merit of supporting relatives. So the guidance is to do this caregiving with a joyful heart because it brings both merit and happiness despite the difficulties.
A different perspective on caregiving.
Indeed. And her own history of merit-making, also described like her husband and son as being the provision squad type, that pattern of maybe less consistent, more mood-based engagement. So the family's overall connection to the spiritual group is seen as mixed, some continuous involvement, some more intermittent.
Wow, what a deep dive that was. Yeah. We've really unpacked an incredibly unique case study here, explored how this specific spiritual framework connects complex life events, health issues, even afterlives, to very specific karmic actions and intentions.
It absolutely highlights this intricate dance, doesn't it, between actions, intentions, and their believed consequences. What really stands out is the striking precision, how specific ailments get linked to specific past deeds, hitting a head, gutting a fish, even, mocking someone. It shows how, in this tradition, seemingly small acts or words are believed to have potentially huge future implications.
Yeah.
And conversely, how consistent merit-making and spiritual practice are seen as ways to actively mitigate that negative karma and improve well-being. even across lifetimes.
It's definitely a powerful reminder of how different belief systems provide meaning and guidance for navigating all the challenges life throws at us.
Yeah.
For our listener, the big takeaway from these insights seems to be persistence. Keep making merit in all ways, aiming for eventual reunion in what's called a special merit circle, a high celestial realm in future lives.
A long-term goal.
Absolutely. So what does all this mean for you listening? Well, it leaves us with a pretty compelling thought, I think. Regardless of your own personal beliefs, how might considering the sort of long-term interconnected consequences of your actions, big ones, small ones, things you do, things you say, how might that influence your daily life and your relationships? Something to maybe mull over until our next deep dive.